We'll start off with a statement issued today from FIFA expelling Russia from the 2022 World Cup. FIFA and UEFA have today decided together that all Russian teams, whether national representative teams or club teams, shall be suspended from participation in both FIFA and UEFA competitions until further notice. Football is fully united here and in full solidarity with all the people affected in Ukraine. Both presidents hope the situation in Ukraine will improve significantly and rapidly so football can again be a vector for unity and peace amongst people. Gab Marcotti joins us. Gab, we were discussing this just 24 hours ago, weren't we? Why the U-turn from FIFA?
Well, I think FIFA would say it's not a U-turn at all. The statement that they put out on Sunday was a preliminary statement. It came after a meeting of what they call the FIFA Bureau, which is kind of like the emergency council, where you've got the heads of the 6 confederations getting together. The possibility of issuing a suspension with something like a roadmap to have that suspension lifted was raised. But you have to remember, this is a really big step because only twice before, off the top of my head, have countries been suspended under these circumstances for political reasons. And that was Yugoslavia in 1992 and South Africa with the apartheid regime. And in both cases, you had a United Nations resolution backing that up. Now, there obviously was not going to be a United Nations resolution here because Russia are permanent members of the Security Council with veto power. So what they were looking for was more countries to come forward and say, look, we will boycott. We will not play against them. The way Poland did, the way Sweden did, the way Wales did, England, U.S. Soccer Federation now as well. At that point, they felt that they had the consensus among their own members to go and take this step. What they didn't want to do is come out and become sort of moral arbiters without knowing that this is what their member federations wanted to do. And there's more than 200 of them, as you know, Dan.
Meanwhile, Gab, we've discussed at length, haven't we, Roman Abramovich and his links to Putin and Russia. An interesting statement coming from his people today saying that he is going to be a broker in peace talks between Russia and Ukraine.
This is a bizarre story in the sense that we have the statement from his spokesperson, but we have very little other independent conversation. If he was there present at the talks today, he was either hiding or we certainly didn't see him on TV. They said they can't give any more away. They did say that Ukraine had asked them to intervene. Obviously, Abramovich is Russian, overlapped with Putin in Russia before leaving and spending most of his time elsewhere some nearly 20 years ago. But he also has strong Ukrainian ties as well. His mother, who died when he was just a year old, was Ukrainian. He's also Jewish. He's active for Jewish charities and whatnot, as is the president of Ukraine. He was invited by a Ukrainian film director, reportedly, to see if he could step in, lend his expertise to these talks, given that he has an understanding of both sides. What role he's actually taking, what he's actually doing, if he's even there, frankly, we simply don't know at this time. But if he is involved, you hope it has a positive effect.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis, and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.